Welcome to Yoga with Joyful. This is Joyful, my orange cat. We're going to wait just a couple of minutes to get started. You need a chair today, so I have my dining room chair with me. We're going to use that for balance. And we're going to look at twists today. Twists allow us to open the spine and get more mobility. So if this is your first time joining us, hello Joy. If I invite you to do something and your body doesn't want to do it, please don't do it. This is your practice. The goal of today's practice, as every day, is that we get up off our mat feeling better than we did coming down to our mat. So we're going to work with movement with breath. I tend to hold poses for a fairly long time. So there's no need to push, there's no need to go deeply into a pose, just to where you find a stretch is good enough, and because we're going to hold it and you will have plenty of benefit. So again, we're going to just wait one more minute and then we'll get started. So make sure you're comfortable. I'm sitting on a folded towel. If that helps you be more comfortable, you have time to go get one. And you will need the chair. Hey, Joy. It's always good to have a cat. She's a good model for yoga because she's very good at body use. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. So find a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. And just begin to allow yourself to expand into this space, appreciating the time that you've set aside for yourself. The next 45 minutes or so, we're just going to allow our bodies to find more freedom. So right now, find your seat bones. Pelvis is neutral. Allowing your hips to soften, letting your shoulders soften. Belly is soft, so the breath can be full and easy. Feel the movement in your rib cage with your breath. Allowing your shoulders to be heavy. Shoulder blades fall down towards your waist, collarbones long and open. Your head rests easily on the top of your neck. Finding that soft belly breathing. Open your eyes, interlace your fingers, palms away, arms overhead, gently stretching side to side, opening that opposite side body, grounding that opposite side hip, looking up underneath that top arm. So this is a hip opener, side body opener, allows your rib cage to offer more room for your breath. Really allowing yourself to be present in this moment. And release your hands, interlace your hands behind you, collarbones long, shoulder blades together in the back, hands away from the body, looking up like the lady on the front of a Rolls Royce. Opening the heart center, gaze is upward, really feeling that opening in the front of the body, feeling the cat rubbing on your hands behind you, and release, right hand down, left arm up, grounding that left seat bone, just a simple side stretch, looking up under that left arm, feeling the opening on that left hip, left side body, left shoulder. release, change sides. Really grounding that right seat bone, opening the right side body, feeling the opening on the right hip. Gaze is up underneath that right arm. And return to neutral and just notice how you feel. Those are very simple movements. And yet even those very simple movements allow us to be a little bit more free in the body, and it allows the breath to be a little more easy. All right, so left hand to the right knee, right hand behind you like a kickstand. Your head stays in alignment with your sternum for our first simple twist here. So the twist originates inside the pelvis, comes up through the low back, through the rib cage, and completes before you get to the neck. So you're not turning your neck. The neck stays out of the twist. And the reason for that is that as soon as you turn your head, there's no more twist to be had in the rest of your spine. That's a neurologic reaction. So you leave your head out of the twist. As you inhale, the spine gets taller. As you exhale, maybe a little bit more twist. Inhale, a little taller. Exhale, maybe a little bit more twist, and there's no need to push. We're going to be doing a number of twists today, so it's going to help mobilize your whole spine. Inhale, come back to center. Switch your hands very slowly. So right hand to the left knee, left hand out behind you as a kickstand. Again, the head stays out of the twist. Inhale, the spine gets longer, taller. Exhale, maybe a little bit more twist. Maybe not, it's fine. Doesn't matter. You're just offering that ability to open. Notice the mobility in your rib cage as you breathe. You can feel your ribs moving around each other, moving around the spine. Many people lose mobility in the upper rib cage area of the spine. So I have my hand on the front of my body, but it's in the back of the body that people tend to lose mobility. So we're going to look and see if we can sort of increase that in our bodies today. Okay, Ardha Matsyendrasana. So take your left thigh, point it towards me. Left knee points towards me. And that foot is folded underneath you. Pelvis is still facing forward. Crossing that right leg over that left knee, wrapping the left elbow around that knee, right hand out behind you as a kickstand, and your gaze can still be forward. So this twist certainly does not come through the upper into the neck area. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Ardha, half, Matsya, fish, Indra, Lord, Asana, pose. Ardha Matsyendrasana. So this is half Lord of the Fishes pose. And it's a simple twist. And if this is not accessible to you, you could even have that leg not crossed and just wrap your hand around your knee. That's fine. It doesn't have to be the deepest twist possible. Again, we're going to hold it for a number of breaths. What happens when we hold poses for a fairly long time is it allows the soft tissue around the joints to begin to release a little bit more. And I'm interested in having that soft tissue soften. As we, shall we say, mature, the soft tissue that surrounds our joints tends to shorten and stiffen. So we lose some mobility in our joints, and specifically in the big joints of our body, the shoulders, the hips, the back. And so it behooves us to take care of our bodies and allow as much mobility as possible. Hello. Hello. It's good to have a cat helping. So this is a simple twist. I do this one a lot in my own practice. I find it really useful. I do it first thing in the morning, and it just allows me to have a better day. So that seems like a good idea to me. All right, as long as we're sort of here, we'll go into Gomukhasana, legs. So with great loving kindness, invite this top leg to fold on top of the bottom leg. So your knees stack. This may not be what you look like. It may look just like your Ardha Matsyendrasana. It may look just like this, and that's fine. And this is dependent on the mobility that you have in both hips. And again, as a rider, I need to have pretty good mobility in my hips, and these two poses are really useful at providing mobility, particularly in the outer hip area, which is an area that in day-to-day living, we tend not to address at all. So in my practice, I want to make sure that I am allowing my body as much mobility as possible. Gomukhasana, cow face pose, leg position. There's an arm position that goes with this that we're not doing today. And this is another pose that I do for a long period of time. So in our practice today, we're doing it for a couple of minutes. In my own practice, I'll do it 5 or 10 minutes for a very long time because I find it really valuable. I'm getting a lot of release for my time investment. All right, to come out, lean back a little bit with great loving kindness, lift that top leg, untangle it, untangle the bottom leg again with great loving kindness, wiggle your hips around a little bit. All right, Ardha Matsyendrasana. Point that left thigh towards me, that left knee, crossing the left leg over, wrapping that right arm around the left knee. Left hand can be behind you as a kickstand. Your head does not have to be involved in this one. So you can just let your head be in a neutral position, just allowing that outer left hip to really start releasing, to open, and noticing that one side is always easier. That means one side is always harder. And you don't need to do anything about that other than notice. Just notice, that's all. A yoga practice is not a competition, particularly online like this, on Facebook. No one else can see you. And this is just about exploring your body and allowing your body to have a little bit more freedom. That's the goal here. Yoga Journal is not coming to watch my practice, and they're certainly not coming to watch your practice. This is just about you. Finding more ease within your body. And then we release the arm and allow those knees to stack. If they're interested in doing that, you can wiggle the pelvis around if that helps. Noticing that one side is always harder. This side is not as flexible for me. Doesn't matter. You just wait. It's all good. It's all good. You're here on your mat. It's all good. I already feel better. I can't talk for you, but I know that I already feel better. And so that's a good thing. Just allowing the soft tissue to open at its own speed, which is slow, okay? There's no rushing this. Twisting and torquing and pulling and shoving is not very yogic. So we want to just allow things to open in their own time. So this seated portion of our practice is just about openings. We're going to come to standing shortly, and that's going to be about strength and balance as well. But right now, you're just allowing a little bit of opening. There's no hurry, no rush. And now with great loving kindness, lean back, untangle that top leg, untangle the bottom leg, and wiggle around a little bit. And you can just come forward and rest on top of your thighs, allowing your back to soften. And then come up, knees are together. All right, so this is going to be a modification of boat pose, Navasana. So in boat pose, we would lift the legs and have the hands out. For right now, we're gonna leave the feet down, hands come together, and we begin a twist in boat pose. So the left elbow to the right thigh, so it's a little bit of a twist. And notice that this requires a little bit of strength and balance in the midsection. So even though I'm not lifting the feet off as a full boat pose, it's still getting a lot of core strength and balance happening. Even though we're still seated, we have our feet down, it's still balance, isn't it? Isn't that interesting? And come to center, and then switch sides. So the right elbow to the left thigh. Notice that this is a twist, and it's also about strength and a little bit about balance. Knees stay together. So this action of hands in prayer and elbow to the opposite thigh, we're going to repeat that in standing. And come to center, and now we do come to standing. So I'm going to move my towel out of the way. I don't want it on my mat for standing poses. All right, I'm going to tilt the camera up a little bit. I think it's going to see what that does. See if that's better. Okay, so from here, hands to heart center, bend the knees, chair pose, Utkatasana. And bend down a little bit more. Gaze is forward and bend down a little bit more. So feet are fairly close together but not touching. Knees are close together but not touching. And then left elbow to the right knee. So now we have this twist action going again. Your gaze is over your hands. I know. And without coming up, right elbow to the left knee, knees stay bent, gaze is over the hands. And now come to center and press up. There you go. Now you're in the way all of a sudden, Joyful. So now we need the chair. I need to remove the cat from the chair. So I'm going to have it up towards the front of my mat. And this is for balance. If you don't need it, that's fine. You don't need it. So I'm going to bring my left leg forward next to the chair, right leg back. The foot is facing about 30 degrees forward. Bending the front knee, hands to heart center. So here we are in Warrior One. Fairly simple. I'm going to open my stance a little bit so I can get down a little bit lower. And from here, left elbow to the right knee. And you have the chair if you need it for balance. And come up. And now the right elbow to the right knee. So this is an open twist. And now come up. Straighten the front knee. So it's straight now. And now we're going to come down into a twist. So left hand to the outside of the right shin, and your right hand can be on your sacrum or it can be straight up. My shoulder doesn't like straight up, so I'm not going to do that. So this would be in the family a variation of revolved triangle, Parivrtta Trikonasana. And then come up, step your feet together, shake it out a little bit. And you can move the chair to the other side if you think you'd like it, or you cannot use it, that's fine too. It's just for balance. So if you feel like your balance is good today and you don't need it, that's great. We are going to use it later for sure. Okay, left leg steps forward, right leg steps back. Right foot forward about 35 degrees. Bending that front knee, hands to heart center, finding your balance, and then folding that right elbow to the left knee or thigh, wherever it goes today. So this would be revolved Warrior One, Parivrtta. Hello. Parivrtta Virabhadrasana. And now come forward, left elbow to the right knee. To the left knee, sorry. You knew what I meant. Come up, straighten that front knee. So now we're going to do our revolved triangle, Parivrtta Trikonasana. So the right elbow to the left knee, legs are straight. And then you can allow that left hand to be on the sacrum. Or you can put it straight up. My shoulders don't like that. And come up, straighten that knee. Come on up, shake it out. All right, now we're going to do Uttanasana, which is forward bend, but we're going to do it as a twist. So feet a little tiny bit separated, so I have them about a foot apart. So Uttanasana, folding at the hip hinge, coming down to wherever you go. Let your hands rest on your shin, on your feet, on the floor, on your thighs, wherever they go, that's fine. And then wherever your hands are, take the left one and put it where the right one was. And let the right hand go to your sacrum. So now we have a little bit of a twist in a standing forward bend. And now come straight down. And where your left hand is, put your right hand there. Left hand comes up on your sacrum, or it can go straight up, your choice. And then come back to forward bend, Uttanasana. Hands together and come up. There you go. All right, I'm going to move my chair back a little bit to give myself a little bit more room. I put my pad back down because we're going to come to kneeling. So for starters, we're on hands and knees. And I'm going to run out of room on this side a little bit, so I'll modify when I go over to the left. So from here, I'm going to take my left hand, palm face up, thread it underneath that right arm until my shoulder reaches the ground. Right hand can stand up for a little bit of support. So this is a really nice twist for the upper spine, the upper rib cage area, upper thoracic. And that's an area that's pretty hard to reach. Thread the needle. Isn't that nice? And press up. And other side. So I'm taking the right hand, palm face up, threading it through till the shoulder approaches the floor or reaches the floor, your choice. And press up and press back to child's pose. And come back to hands and knees. Okay, so this one is just an asymmetrical table pose, okay? It's a little bit of a twist. It'll feel a little bit awkward, and that's fine. So I have my left arm straight, and I'm going to bend the right elbow down. And as much as possible, keep that left elbow straight. So notice this is a twist in the upper thoracic area again. And press up. Right arm stays straight. Left elbow bends, comes down to the mat. And press up, wiggle around. Notice how you feel. So we've already done a whole lot of twists today. And twists are so good for the health of your spine. And your spinal column protects your spinal cord. And we don't want any impingement there because that affects, everything. All right, so now you come to seated. So just a simple cross-legged pose if that's comfortable for you. And we're going to do a very simple twist again. So the same twist that we did in the beginning. So left hand to the right knee, right hand out behind you as a kickstand. And just notice if there's any difference to the first time that we did this. So what I'm noticing is I'm not going any farther, but this feels a lot easier now. And none of these poses have a right or a wrong. You just go, we're using the poses to help our body feel better, to help our body open. And come to center, switch your hands. Right hand to the left knee, left hand out behind you as a kickstand. Just noticing how you feel. So it's interesting when we repeat poses at various times in the practice. Hopefully there's an evolution there, that things feel different the second time around. Easier, deeper, smoother, just easier is what we're looking for. All right, come back to center. Push your hands out as far as is comfortable for you. This should not be your biggest, baddest forward bend, because from here you're going to walk your hands over to the right. So this is a different kind of twist. It's an opening for that left side body. A little bit of opening for that left outer hip. But again, you're getting some in the upper thoracic area. Yes, I am. Walking back to center, walking over to the left, noticing that one side is easier, one side is less easy, that's all. And walking to center and noticing how the center feels now. So I have a little bit more opening to come more forward now without any more strain, without any pressing. And now walk your hands back, stand your knees up. And we're going to look at Navasana again as a twist. And this time we keep the feet up, okay? So feet come up, hands to heart center. Hands go over to the right. Quivering is normal. Come over to the left. Shaking is normal. And come back to center. Breath stays easy. And then legs come down, rest on your thighs, allow your back to release. And now sit up, and you're going to come onto your back body. I'm going to loosen my pad so I can just come straight flat on my back. So you come flat on your back and just notice how your upper back feels. Allow your lower back to rest towards the mat and notice how your upper back feels. So a lot of these twists increase mobility in the upper back. So giving your back the opportunity to lay flat on a solid surface like the floor just allows everything to stabilize, normalize, feel better. Now place your arms straight out to the side. Palms can face up. Lift your feet off so your shins are parallel to the ceiling and to the floor. And we're going to drop the knees over to the right, looking to the left. Left side of the pelvis raises up. So this is, again, a twist for the mid-back. Okay, shouldn't impact your low back, just mid-back, upper back. Inhale up. Let your feet go over to the left, your knees go over to the left. Right side of the pelvis comes up. Belly rolling pose. Inhale up. Knees drop to the right. Gazes to the left. Inhale up, knees drop to the left, gazes to the right. Inhale up, let your feet come down to the floor. Hands come down towards your side. Legs are straight on the mat now. And then draw your right knee up towards that right armpit. Clasp the knee with both hands, pulling that knee down towards the side body. Apanasana. Right leg goes down, left knee comes up, clasping the knee with both hands, drawing that knee towards that left armpit. And now draw the right knee up as well, so you have both knees. So clasping both knees. You can rock from side to side if that feels good to you. And then release your knees, hands out to your side a little bit. Both feet come down towards the mat, mat width apart, okay, so separated. And let both knees fall to the right, looking to the left. Duryodhasana. Inhale the knees up. Exhale, knees fall to the left, gazes to the right. Joy, hey, get out of there. Joy, hey, leave those away. And now draw your knees up, roll to your side, and sit up. So I can show you how to set up for Shavasana. We're going to do it a little bit differently today. So we have the chair. I'm going to do it a little sideways so you can see. So you have the seat of the chair facing sideways to you. So the back of the chair is to one side, doesn't matter which side. Squeal up so that your butt is close to the chair. Rest your shins on the chair, and you can wiggle a little bit closer. Then allow yourself to lie back. Okay, Viparita Karani variation. So pull each shoulder blade underneath you so your shoulder blades are flat. I'm going to sit up. You can stay in this position. So find your shoulder blades flat on the floor. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Allow your brain to rest in the back of the skull. Let your eyes soften and rest in the back of the socket. Facial features are soft. Breath is easy. Allow your tongue to rest in the bottom of your mouth. Jaw slightly parted. Back of the neck is long. Throat is open. Feel your shoulder blades resting flat on the floor. Arms are heavy. Fingers slightly curled. Collarbones are long and wide. Feel your ribs moving on the floor with your breath. Your sternum rises and falls with the breath. Lower back is wide and free. Belly is soft. Allow your organs to rest towards your back body. Hips are open. Feel the weight of your thighs resting down into your hip sockets. Your shins are supported by the chair. Feet are relaxed. Your low back can be flat on the floor in this position with your shins supported. Return to the sensation of the breath. Allow the breath to invigorate your whole body. Notice any areas of softening or opening as a result of your practice today. In particular, notice your upper back area, upper thoracic spine. We did a lot of twists to open that area. And here you're in a position to allow that area to completely relax and soften and flatten. And take a deep breath. Begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Remember where the chair is and gently roll off of the chair. Come to your side body. And press yourself up to seated. Bring your hands to heart center. Bow your head to your heart. I honor the place within you where the entire universe exists. I honor the place within you of peace, of joy, of light, and of love. I honor the place within you where if you are in that place in you and I'm in that place in me, there can be only one of us. Namaste. Rub your palms together to generate warmth. Place your palms over your closed eyes. Open your eyes into the darkness and return your hands to heart center. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. Thank you so much for coming today, and I hope this was valuable to you. I'm so happy that we were able to spend this time together. May the rest of your day be fantastic. Thanks so much for coming.